Hello. Good morning. Good day on the Sunday morning. I hope you're doing fine out there. Hope your weekend has been good so far. Mine has been pretty decent. Well, I decided I was gonna make a video. I kind of woke up late. I didn't get a chance to. Usually once in a while I go to church and everything, but I just kind of felt I couldn't sleep last night, so I figured I'd stay in, and I woke up late. But anyway, enough of my little tad bit. Today, I made videos about this in the past about women and men, and for the ladies, some of these ladies, the women who put it this way, some women who aren't like some of these women I'm about to show you, it's going to be kind of hard to find a good man. Some are going to be kind of hard because in America and other places like America, where these women are talking about how so many what they want out of a man and what they give into a man, which is not very productive, but productive in the wrong way. But I'm gonna let you listen to some of these content creators who make some good points on about what kind of women is out there, and it's crazy. Has provided $5.6 million to help launch financial health initiatives at HBCUs and funded over $107 million to scholarships and programming for diverse communities. And they go into other countries. Wells Fargo. That's the reason why I show them other videos on my page.
Make everything
Watch
you do
this.
more epic with Spectrum Mobile and the new Samsung Galaxy S24 series.
You got this young lady on to talk about, dating basically dudes that she's calling in the video hood tyrants. Now she's talking about dudes from the hood, Pookie and Ray Ray, whatever names you want to call them. She used to date them, but she's actually talking down on these particular men. But I want you to hear exactly what she says. But in this video, I'm going to be on the side of actually Pookie and Ray Ray.
There is nothing attractive about a hood tyrant. Let me say it again. There is absolutely nothing attractive about a hood tyrant. Girls, I want the best for black women, I really do, but it's really hard because women in our community are attracted to a certain type of man because that is what they deem as masculine or hyper masculine. Basically, if you're not riding around with a Glock on your hip, if you're not walking around with your pants sagging to your ankles, if you don't have several baby mamas and you're a lame, it's very disappointing because I feel like I'm seeing more pregnancy announcements, no weddings, at least here in America. The reason as to why a lot of black women in America are accepting the bare minimum and accepting poor treatment is because they are attracted to a certain kind of man. And honestly, let me be real with you girls. At one point in my life, I'm really embarrassed to say this, I used to be attracted to Glock Taviuses, hood tyrants, dust mites, whatever. I used to be attracted to them. I used to. Seriously. Mind you, I have never lived in the hood in my entire life. My parents are immigrants that came here and put me and my siblings in amazing neighborhoods. I live in the suburbs, and yet I was still attracted to hood tyrants. So it's not even a certain kind of girl that's attracted to them. It really could be anyone. And honestly, the reason as to why I was attracted to those type of men is because I was consuming a lot of hood Hollywood content. I was following a lot of IG baddies. I was following a lot of rapper baby mamas. I was consuming that content, and because those women were attracted to those kind of men, I thought that that was like the it thing. I had a thing for them for maybe about a year or two, and then it was over with.
Now let me tell you why I'm on the side of Pookie and Ray Ray. At least Pookie and Ray Ray is honest about who they are. They're pretty upfront. What I don't like about what she's saying is that you're blaming everyone else for your dating choices at that time period. Now, the conversation should be, why is it that you have some sisters in the community that always got a fool with a Pookie and Ray Ray, and they don't want the dudes who are decent, who's out there working, who's out there doing their thing? Then unfortunately, some of them get pregnant by Pookie and Ray Ray, or hood tyrants, whatever name you want to call them. And then they get an epiphany. Sometimes they don't get the epiphany till after maybe a couple of kids. And then now they want to go fool with that decent guy, that good job having guy. That's what they want to go fool with. But now the option of fooling with that guy has become very, very slim, because now more and more men are traveling and they're getting a lot more play outside the country than within it. You see, I'm a firm believer of this. That is one of the disqualifying factors for men, in my opinion. If you go on a date with a woman and for some reason you find out, listen, if Pookie and Ray Ray or whoever, that's her baby daddy, no, I'm not dealing with that situation at all. I'm not. Sorry. You can go be with somebody else. Or if she has a history of dating those kind of guys, and all of a sudden now you show up and you're about the first guy she ever dated like that because now she got an epiphany. No. Because see, I'm a firm believer of, if you enact a consequence for certain actions, then these practices won't happen. See, it's okay for, Pookie and Ray Ray to be dating their counterparts. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the Sexy Reds, them types. That's okay.
Right.
That's who they should be with.
That's right.
But when you have a young lady like this who didn't even grow up over there where Sexy Red and them grew up at, right? And yet you still went over there and fooled with them and then you're going to sit up here and blame Instagram. You're going to blame reality TV. No, blame yourself. You made that choice. It's not Instagram's fault. It's not reality TV fault. And that's what I don't like about today. Even when sometimes when people blame social media platforms for certain harms in society, wait a minute. Nobody takes my phone and make me go to any kind of social media platform. I choose to go there. And if I don't want to see that platform or nothing on it at all, I just don't go there. There's a lot of platforms I don't frequent. There's, even on social media, I don't go to certain people's pages because I don't want to hear what they got to say, or maybe they're toxic or whatever. I don't do that. So you have to take personal responsibility on your dating.
Exactly.
But we have seen an overall theme when it comes to the ladies out here. A lot of them do not like taking personal responsibility on their dating choices. It's everybody else's fault why they're in the situation they're in.
Right.
It's not their fault. But men, we have to take our personal responsibility.
Right.
If we go out and date the female version of the hood tyrant, as she says, and we have issues and problems or get them pregnant, whatever, what are we told as men? Well, you should have picked better.
Yep.
You already knew what she was.
Right.
Why would you be with her?
Right.
You could have got you a better woman.
Right.
That's what men are told.
Yep.
And that's actually correct.
Right.
Not saying it's not correct.
Right.
But it's the same way on the other side. And what a lot of men see, there's a lot of men that, especially when they start accomplishing things in life, they get disgusted. They don't want to follow behind Pookie and Ray Ray.
Right.
They don't want a woman that has that, even hearing that. You do best to keep that quiet and to yourself. Now, of course, you can really keep it quiet if you don't have a child. Don't go telling people online about your dating history. Sometimes online, I notice, y'all talk too much.
Yeah.
It's not nobody's business.
Tell me
if you
about
was
it.
dating a guy like that or whoever. It's just nobody's business.
Exactly.
And then you wonder why your videos come back to bite you in the end.
Right.
Because let's say if a guy was liking you, into you, and then later you see that video and say, really? That's the kind of dude she was fooling with? Oh, I don't fool with her. And some guys can be like that.
Right.
Some, because you were fooling with a guy for over a year, that's what you were attracted to.
Right.
You still, you may realize it's not good for you now.
Right.
But you were still attracted to that, and you may be attracted to that again.
Yep.
So that's
Yep.
why a man has to say, okay, nah, not you.
Right.
They got way too many women out here that won't even talk to Pookie and Ray Ray or hood tyrants or whatever.
Right.
And then you can say on the flip side, if a guy is fooling with a bunch of hood rats,
that's true.
then a woman should say, nah, I'm not fooling with you, because that's what you like.
Right.
You like them little, and I don't want to deal with no issues and problems with one of them little women with you. No.
Right.
And cut him off too.
Right.
See, I'm like that on both sides.
That's true.
It's not just one side or another. But don't sit up here and throw it all on them like they the problem. No, you the problem, ma'am, because you chose those kind of men. I just don't like when somebody try to act like they're so much better and they're above certain things, and
Right.
you was doing the same things or wilding in the mud with certain people. Like, no, just say, hey, I used to date those kind of men, and I realized, what they kind of offer could possibly get me in trouble, possibly lose my life or different things that just come along with them. So I chose not to date them anymore, and just leave it at that. And that's okay to have that assessment, but to be putting them down.
Sorry. Whoops. Damn it.
These $60 Japanese smart patches are taking the world by storm. Just apply them before.
I'll look in the mirror.
You ain't the only one that said about this.
Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Shout out to the channels.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you are easily triggered, leave now, because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to do is discuss why today's modern day woman, black women in particular, love messing with dope boy, drug dealer. You know, the type of men that supply those illegal type of things. Now, this is a documentary. And this is a reaction video for educational purposes. I will also be supplying to you facts, data, and statistics. Let's go ahead and get started on this right quick. 1 second as I pull it up for you, ladies and gentlemen. And you let me know what you think about this.
Type of guys you prefer? Scammer, drug dealer, or 9 to 5?
Drug dealer. I want him to move that way.
I'm trying to be on the youth. Respectfully, it is what it is.
Scammer, 9 to 5 drug dealer.
Wow, that was quick. Oh, you had to play it out.
Tell the world.
Now, as you can tell, this gentleman is asking these, if you want to call them ladies, asking them what would they prefer? A man who is a legitimate man who works a hard job and bring home a hard day's worth of wages, or a scammer, or a drug dealer? Somebody that can get them caught up in some things as well. And these young women are saying to this man, I would rather have the drug dealer. I would rather have the man that may lose his life in a drug deal. I would rather have the man that may go to prison for so many years.
I prefer 9 to 5, but I really want a scammer in my heart. No funny shit. That's drug dealers.
Wow.
I mean, I'm used to drug dealers.
Now listen to what she just said. This lady said that she's used to drug dealers, and let me touch on this. There are a subset of women who are only used to drug dealers. What do I mean? Some women coming out the projects, come out the hood, and their mama mess with a drug dealer. Their granny mess with a drug dealer.
Yeah,
Their
true.
sisters mess
I
with a
dealt with
drug
women
dealer.
like that. Yeah,
They are
that's true.
surrounded by drug dealers and
Yep.
drug dealings in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
They are surrounded by gangs and thugs.
Right.
So of course, they're gonna probably mess with the people that's
Very
in that
true.
community. But the problems come in is when these women think that is the best type of man for them to be in. So there
Exactly.
are women who are like that.
Mm-hmm.
To drug dealers.
So what?
I'm used to drug dealers. Probably a scammer as long as he don't get me messed up in his little works. He can do whatever he needs to do. As long as he give me some bread, then he's good to go.
Right? You said the world got a 9 to 5 because you don't
The
want to
world knows 9 to 5, a clean cut man, but heck yeah, I want a scammer. I'm not gonna lie to you. A drug
You see what I'm saying? That's let you know that women know what they should get, but what they should get is not what they want. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's be real. These are younger women. They don't really realize what's going to happen to them down the line. They're going to get ran through. They're going to develop trauma bonds. Most likely they are going to become baby mamas in the future. And then they're going to realize how hard it is to find a good man because of what they're doing to themselves
Right.
presently. When the future catches up to them, when the future catches up to them, that's when they're going to become bitter. This is when they're going to develop standards.
Right.
Majority of these women who say I have standards and I will not put up with this or put up with that were normally these women.
Yep.
Because as you can tell right
Yeah.
now, these younger women
Yeah.
have absolutely
Yeah.
no standards when it comes to picking
Yeah,
men.
he's
So
right.
when they get ran through, when they
Right.
develop a bad reputation for being a whore or just a bad reputation about being an ignorant, stupid person who makes bad decisions and they have
Right.
2 or 3 babies, when it gets to that point,
Right.
then they would develop standards. Then they would
Right.
say, I don't want a man
That's true.
who does this. I don't want a man unless he does this.
That's
You get
true.
what I'm saying?
He's right.
I promise you. I really believe most women who say they got standards now used to be these dumb little hoes we see right now.
Yeah.
Now let me put some statistics
Yeah.
on the screen that's gonna blow your mind, Jack. Hold on one second.
He's telling the truth.
Okay. Let me make sure it's on the screen for you. Before I read. Okay, here it is. Now, pay attention, it's gonna blow your mind. Now, according to the national, something about National Correlation of Medicine, that's what that means at the bottom up there, okay? It says sexual partner characteristics. Approximately 58% of females reported having sex with a male involved in drug dealing, and 48% reported having sex with a male incarcerated for selling drugs. Sex with a male who used cocaine or heroin was reported by 5% of the sample. Now, let's break that down. That means over half of the women that you meet today, ladies and gentlemen, are sleeping or have slept with a drug dealer. They have slept with a dope boy. They have slept with someone who's out there currently selling illegal substances to other people. Now, the other report said that 48% reported having sex with a male incarcerated for drugs. These are your Pookie, Ray Ray, and Nook Nooks. These are the men who are behind walls right now.
Or
and
dead.
half of those men, nearly half of those men have slept with women that you know. Almost half of the women walking around in the United States of America have fucked a drug dealer. Okay? And these are women, it doesn't matter their social, economic background. You have good girls who come out of two-parent homes that will mess with the drug dealer just as much as you got a hood rat that come out of a single-parent home that's ran by their mother who would mess with a drug dealer. That's something to really think about. And only 5% of those particular women in that group have messed with a man who does cocaine, who gets high off of coke and heroin. Think about that, man. Now here comes the next stat. Oh, for me to read that, huh? Okay, now pay attention to this. I brought my glasses. Here it goes. It says, black females aged 18 to 30 years completed a semi-structured HIV risk interview. Descriptive statistics revealed approximately 80% of females perceive neighborhood drug activity as a major problem. 58% had sex with a male drug dealer. 48% reported sex with a male incarcerated for selling drugs. And 56% believe drug dealers have the most sexual partner. To stop right there. Over half of women believe that the dope boy is fucking everybody. Most of the hoes are going to the drug boy, the dope dealer, the thug who sell drugs. Keep going. Our results suggest sexual partnerships with males involved in the distribution of drugs are prevalent. These partnerships may play a substantial role in the spread of sexually transmitted infections among low-risk females, as drug dealers likely serve as a bridge between higher HIV risk drug and prison populations and lower HIV risk females. However, the significance of partnerships with males involved in drug dealing has received little attention in the HIV and drug abuse literature.
Wow.
Now, what's a low-risk lady? It's one of them women who ain't running out there acting like a hoe. That's pretty much that will keep them at low risk because they're not involved in certain situations. They ain't in certain places where they can live a risky lifestyle of sexual promiscuity.
Right.
But if they're around some drug dealers because they sleep with so many different girls have a higher risk. They have a higher chance of having an STD. So that means a lot of the women that you're dealing with right now, you know, the ones who chase after the bad boy, who chase after the drug dealer, there's a strong chance that that girl got herpes, chlamydia, gonorrhea, HIV, AIDS. And the chances are that she got it from a drug dealing boyfriend. Or, not her boyfriend, just a drug dealer that she was fucking on Monday and sucked him up on Tuesday, and he ate her out on Wednesday, and she licked his toes on Thursday, and then she decided to lick his balls on Friday, and then he looked at her and skinned her face on Saturday, and then she repeated the process all over on Sunday. Do you think about the numbers I just showed you? Over half of the women out there are sleeping with drug dealers. Why? I was a gangbanger. I was a drug dealer. I'm gonna tell you something. When I was out there doing my thing, and I shit you not, It was almost as if you had your own groupies, as if you are a rock star. And unfortunately in the hood, we glamorize drug dealers and thugs and gangbangers. We glamorize that. So it's like you are a rapper, you are an actor, you are an A-list actor, you're famous in the streets. But when I became a square and decided to let that shit go, even though I make more money now as a square than I did back then, the women that I was getting changed. The ratio changed. I got better quality women, don't get that wrong. I still get women today. But when I say women running up to you as if they were thirsty for you, that happened when I was a drug dealer. That happened when I was in them streets gangbanging. It's just the truth of it. Now let's put some more of this stuff up there for you. Oh yeah, there's gonna be a live stream about this subject Saturday at 5:15 Central Standard Time. I'm gonna put some more stuff on for you to consider.
Wow.
If you're 55 or over,
Here comes.
Because if you got somebody that's in your back pocket, if you
Hold on.
just so happen to get another bank account just in case something ever happened, that means you ain't really buying in. You ain't really invested. You're not really there. You operating under duress. You're not really here for me. You here for what it is that I can do for you right now. And then when the opportunity presents itself for you to level up, you're going to take it. Without even thinking twice about it. You cutthroat. You more cutthroat in your relationship than you are in your business life. You will go to work every day and then you will absolutely agonize over the possibility of leaving that job and that position because it means so much to you. What about my manager? What is he going to do without me? This company, you really believe that the company is going to fail if you just so happen to decide to take another job. My colleagues, my friends, my family, I've built up a relationship with these people. I want to make sure that I leave on good terms. You want to make sure you leave on good terms just in case you have to double back to your position, but you will fuck up everything on your way out the door when it comes to the relationship and the person that's the most meaningful to you, that you laying right next to. You will tell the person that you laying right next to that you love them, and then you will cut their back and slit their throat on your way out the door and don't give a fuck about what happened to them. If anything ever happens, yet we supposed to make sure that we take care of you. If anything ever happens as far as us getting a divorce or us getting in a different relationship, we gotta make sure that you good because that's my child's mother. You will fucking put us in jail if we miss one fucking child support payment. You will have a goddamn. You don't care about if we mess up. A lot of these chicks be getting pregnant by these high value dudes, these basketball players, these football players. Now we know that if anything ever happened to them dudes, right? We know that 5 years removed for the league, that these dudes is gonna be broke. That's what the statistics say. The statistics say that when this dude leave the league, that he gonna be a regular fucking man. I can go on eBay right now. I can share my screen and go on eBay right now and go and buy a Super Bowl ring right now. That means that at one point, he was a part of a group of men that were gladiators, that were at the top of their field. They were the best of the best in the United States of America against every other team. And they bought into a system and they were able to win together. And then I can go on eBay right now and go get me a Super Bowl ring right now from a Super Bowl champion. That means that man is more than likely going to be a regular guy. He may be a guy today. He may be able to buy you a Birkin bag today, but tomorrow that motherfucker is going to be regular. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. And I'm not dissing him for that. There's nothing wrong with being regular. There's nothing wrong with having a job. There's nothing wrong with figuring it out. There's nothing wrong with pivoting in your life. Because it also does not mean that man won't be significantly more successful because there were lessons that he learned in whatever it was that he was doing in football. Right? It doesn't mean that he's not going to be able to pivot and make an adjustment and be much more successful. I would say that Shannon Sharpe today is much more successful than he was when he was in the NFL. You know why? Because he doesn't have a ceiling anymore. And he had a window of opportunity of what his greatness was going to look like. But Shannon Sharpe is defying all odds and absolutely becoming a better version than what we even thought he was going to be. So much so that he's superseding what he did with Skip. So So it doesn't mean that whatever happens after you then become a regular guy in order to figure out what you're going to do and then pivot. But I guarantee you this. That they have more love for the people that's in their life. That's not you, including their homegirls, including their bosses, and including their networks. There are women that are a part of networks that care more about the network itself than they care about whatever it is that's going on around you. They will make sure that they pay their fucking dues to that sorority, and then they will sit there and negotiate with you about what it is that they need to contribute into the household, talking about you need to take care of everything. You mean you can give your dues over to this thing, and this thing don't necessarily give you nothing back. But then I can give you everything, and then you take advantage of me, and then you walk away and say, throw that motherfucker in jail, or we not gonna lower his child support payments because he's no longer making whatever it was that he was making when he first got me pregnant. You were a come up. And so when I see things and I see red flags from women like Jess Hilarious, let's go into it. Let's really deep dive into it, right? She knew exactly what that position was offering. We all knew. We seen what they posted online for the position for a third co-host for the Breakfast Club. We all seen it. For whatever reason, she looked at that as an opportunity, and she also went on a live and posted a video that was celebrating the fact that she was going to be the third co-host of the Breakfast Club. I look up today, and she throwing shade at the very people that she was trying to get a job from just a little bit ago. Now, she not going to necessarily throw shade at Charlamagne because allegedly, according to what the reports is telling me, is that she still do business with him. So he's still a come up. As long as you serve a purpose in their life, they always going to be careful to sidestep whatever it is that's going on around you. As long as you serve a purpose in their life, they going to make sure that they sidestep for whatever it is that's going on around you. So for the other half of the Breakfast Club, all of a sudden, they trash. Make it make sense for me. Make it make sense for me.
How do you keep losing weight? You had a burger for lunch and you stole most of my fries yesterday. I'm burning fat 24/7. How are you burning fat 24/7? I found a way to essentially pee out fat without giving up carbs or any of my favorite foods. Wait, how are you peeing out fat? And
I genuinely want to know why black men make dating so difficult. Maybe it is time to expand my horizons and see what the other races have to offer, because this is just not it.
My hair not done, my nails not done, I'm not getting cute.
come on, man. I mean, come on, man.
I'm not getting pretty, I'm not doing this for y'all no more. Y'all don't want to pay for a date. I'm not wasting my NARS makeup. I pay too much money to be cute for you to want to just die. No date, no cuteness. This is...
Enough is enough. I have had it with these mother snakes.
Black women do not need to do all of that. We're not about to have no hot meal cooked for you because you don't deserve it. You don't even deserve a lunch.
If I were 22 today, I would not be dating black men at all.
I don't want to go to where regular people go. I want to go to where the people that have money let us take me to nothing less than where I will take my
Short 5, he asked me if I wanted to go to Olive Garden. I quickly curved that and suggested a place that wasn't Olive Garden.
Nobody wanted
SYSBM, SYSAM. Save yourselves, black men. Save yourselves, all men. Get the hell away, man. Just get away from them.
You don't know what you're doing.
I want a man that is going to support me, have my back, respect me, not cheat on me, not constantly lie to me.
The assumption should be strong woman equals stronger man. Fellas, are you taking notes?
Y'all remember the passport bros? Those men of all races that were like, oh, American women, they're just too difficult. American women, they just won't listen. American women. So they got their passports. And they were like, we can find docile and submissive women in other parts of the world. You know, all we got to do is go out there and just tell them we're American, and, you know, they'll swoon on us and they'll woo us. And passport bros are getting There's travel advisory out there now. Y'all be safe, gentlemen. Okay? They don't want you. We don't want you. Try doing better. It's not about the women being more submissive. It's about you actually giving them something to follow.
Evolutionary biology has changed. The stronger the woman, the stronger you should be. Woo! They got strong to help you get stronger. That's what's going on. I don't understand. We failed, fellas. We failed. How did we not figure this out? How did we not figure out that there's not polarity between men and women? Strong positive side of a magnet. Hi.
Good to go.
I'm Laura Dern. Is me, Jay.
Women. Strong positive side of a magnet makes the positive side of the other magnet even stronger. That's how the physics works. We got it. I get it now. I should understand, man.
You men really need to reevaluate yourselves and why you're not good people.
Because we're not good people now.
One thing I hear about these passport bros is that America breeds serial killers, and like that's the bulk of the men who are like they don't have it all and they just dip. I don't know, I'm just thinking because there's the bulk of them, and then we're as a women in America we'd be like, no, we don't. We see the psycho, we don't want it, and they were like, well, we're gonna go be psycho somewhere else. And a couple of these women in other countries, this is the second country I've heard about, they unalived the women. That's what they going over there to do or something? I don't know. But
fellas, shame on you. You're not good people. Do better.
Now, in reference to if you don't think I'm cute enough to deserve all that, baby, that's on you. Because one thing
Nobody said you're unattractive. I haven't said that. I don't think you're a bad-looking woman at all. Here's what I will tell you. It stops there. That mouth.
You shouldn't even really care what I think, honestly. Y'all shouldn't even really want to argue with me about what I think.
Trust me. The truth is, we don't care what you think. Yes, ma'am. We don't care what you think. We do care that you are being a bad representative for our race, our culture, and our country over there, pointing your fingers in the face of Thai people. American black women as a collective could not go to Thailand and change the culture. There's no way. Not the ones that could travel over there. But we do care, since you and I walk around in the same skin, that you make us look horrible. By your actions, by your words. Stop it. Get some help. But we don't care what you think.
You happy you got whoever it is that you have. You shouldn't really be worried about what I think. Because I don't care about what y'all think.
Good. Oh, it's the dusty singles that's mad. Ooh. Dusties. Remember, we're dusty, fellas. We're broke.
A lot of people have told me to censor myself or maybe what I should say and should not say. And if I did that, I just feel like I would be disingenuous. I would not. I am a blunt person. I say what I say and I mean what I say. So I'm not going to, go back on that or not be who I am.
All right, say it with your chest. Say it with your chest. That's right. Don't ever go back. Stand on that. When you mess up, when you make a mistake, the absolute best thing that you can do is double down on bull. Yes, stand on that bull. Be the king of poop. That's what you should do. I don't understand why we all aren't listening to her.
Oh my God. Stop lying.
Let's get it.
My father is the reason why I can landscape a yard. I said landscape, not grass, okay? The reason I can detail a car.
Okay.
Why I change a tire. He's the reason why I make my bed the way I do. He's the reason why I keep my house as clean as I do. Him and my mom are the reason why I am who I am. Okay, the reason why I can cook. The reason why I do fix my man's plate.
Wait a minute. Are you all paying attention? This is my beef. So you cook, you make your man's plate, and I believe you're about to say that you clean. You were raised in an environment by a strong leader black man, and you still somehow ended up with a mindset that is poisonous, listen, worse than poisonous, cancerous to our community, to the women in the West. And you don't even live that life. Shame on you, yo.
Oh my God. Stop lying.
Shame on you, shorty. You don't live that life. You didn't grow up that way. And you got on that interview with your net popping sister girl attitude and talked all that shit. And you don't even do it. This is the problem that I have. I may not care what you think, but I care what you say and you put out there if it affects us. All that you talked at the beginning of this video.
I don't believe in traditional gender roles.
Richie.
I don't believe that just because I'm the woman and sit in house and cook and clean, if I work all day and you work all day, then we all team this one all day together. And you know you can sit on your own time too, taking a lot of take more. The need for men is not as high because women are making their own money.
You don't need us.
My mama had to hold on shit already.
About cooking, cleaning, I don't want to have to do this. And you do it.
Hey there. Did you know there's a simple activity that...
And you do it. Richie, thank you so much for putting her in front of the camera. And this is why I've given up on trying to help the women. I'm just giving up. Take care of mine. I got my daughters, got my wife. That's it. Take care of mine. Other than that, you ladies, with all the freedoms and privileges that are afforded to you, are left officially to your own devices by El Guapo, Team Beautiful Eyes, and the Kingmakers. We're done. Do it yourself. You want to destroy yourself at the sake of being right? So be it. I'm done fighting. I have no more energy for you. But it's a real shame that you sat there and talked all that good sounding and you don't even do it. That's not the life you live. Unless you're lying.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
I'm gonna insert a picture and this.
Look at the family. Look at the family, yo. That looks like the husband over there, her in the crimson, her stepdad, the mother, and maybe that's her sister. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So you don't even live this life, but you'll sell your daughter or your sisters, these younger women, up the river, and we wonder why we got people acting a damn fool. Yeah.
Thank God we can go over to another country where women are more impoverished in a less power position than a man, where they don't talk about things like feminism. They know their place, they stay in the house, they're much easier to manipulate. I need to use them. I need access to their body. They don't backtalk, not like the women here. They don't have TikTok to watch videos like this, right? It's only a matter of time. You see, women are waking up all over the world, so get your passports, bro, nonsense in, because right now there's a woman in a third world country thinking of entertaining some American man with a little more money than her, and she's watching my video, and we're telling her, you don't have to. New technology is going to empower you. You can make your own money all over the world now. It's coming. Get your robots, bro. I'm talking to the women. Hey, bro women, get your robots, because these passport bros are wasting your time. And you're very intelligent, way smarter than a passport bro. Get your robot.
You still choose to get on here knowing better. See, here's the issue. You know better. You know better. And you still choose to take the wrong path. So that respect you're speaking about, madam, gone. Fellas, this has been a month in the making. And I'm glad I did the digging so that you all can see that this is gaslighting at its absolute finest. The attempt is to gaslight us. But what she's really doing is gaslighting her sisters to their own demise. Cancer. Yes, I said it. Cancer. Cancerous. Gaslighting. Strong, independent, we don't need y'all. We want y'all, but we don't need you. What I do want you to do, gentlemen, I want you to prepare yourself for being thirsty. You may get the occasional date with a decent woman here, but why not go to where the women and the femininity are plentiful, where your dollar stretches more? She's doing it. She's in Thailand. Stop arguing with these ladies. I do not want to see you all waste another second of your time arguing with them. Fellas, it's time to go.
Have a nice flight.
What?
Have a nice flight.
What?
Have a nice flight.
Okay.
By Manscaped. A body scrubber designed with 100% antibacterial silicone.
Oh, look in the mirror.
So, like I said, with the women, it's their own instruction. They are basically saying it themselves, and I'm showing you the different personalities of what these women are saying, and there are men are getting fed up. And if you don't have the opposite sex of your men, what do you have? And it don't matter what nationality, what race of man. No man gonna put up with that mess. They're gonna get fed up. Men are getting fed up with being told something like that, and they just don't understand, man. They just don't understand. I made a video that this is some men that literally are sleeping with robots, will look like women, and just to get their thrills off, they're willing to go and sleep with a mechanical robot doll. Some women have pushed men to that extent that they are some men are so mentally, emotionally, sexually frustrated, telling that they ain't qualified enough, they ain't gonna do this enough, they ain't doing enough, and that's just the other end of the men. But for the men that don't want to do that, they gotta go halfway around the world and find a woman that got common sense. And it's a shame, because there might be women here that got common sense. But the way what you see on some of these TikTok videos and some of these women saying this on platforms like that, they're gonna lose their men. You're gonna find a whole lot of it's gonna be a division in the future. And the guy was right. The one guy was saying about that 2030, there's gonna be a lot of single women. And he was right, because look at their mindset. Look at what what they have to. Now, naturally, when you have to take care of yourself, you're going to cook and clean for yourself. I mean, you both can share stuff like that, housely duties. But to be like that, that's just, man, it's crazy. Let me see.
Protect your body from harm by wearing this Nano Protect Armor Guardian vest from Rick Pind. This multi-layered stretchable vest is made with nanofiber.
I'll do another one, but it's crazy. And so in the future, they're going to be men are going to leave, or they just and then it's sad because a certain percentage of men will go to another alternative lifestyle. So that cuts that down. Then if you take a chance on getting someone to go both ways, you take a chance on getting some venereal disease. So really, what some of these women need to think about, what are you complaining if you got a good dude? if he's doing what he's supposed to do, take care of the bills, and he's an average working hard man, shouldn't his personality count? Because let me tell you something, you can meet somebody with everything and they can have a jacked up personality. That's who you got to live with, and that's who you got to deal with. And some people ain't, but the person who's working, who have a good personality, may not cheat on you, abuse you, or dog you, or make you feel like inadequate. You'll pass them over, trying to chase behind someone that do. And it's really sad. Someone, I think that's I was going to show, but it's really sad.
They always got these type of these terms for them. You got like BBWs, right? You have plus size. What is plus size? 200 plus 30, 150 plus 70. What is this? What does plus size mean? But anyway, what I was meant to say was that if you got dudes that are big, dudes that are obese, there's nothing, there's no words, there's no sugarcoating. Only when it comes to women, they believe that they can come up with these terms, and it's gonna fly. It only flies with broke dudes, and pookies, broke dudes, and dudes that just can't do any better. That's it only flies with them. Men that are worth something, men that are productive, that's out there making it happen, that doesn't fly with them. It just doesn't. And here's a big Keisha who has an issue about dudes not wanting to date her because she's a bigot. Let's go. Right here.
Such a amazing realization, and it's that he doesn't want to be seen with me because I'm fat. I've had this happen a million times. I just never thought it would happen with him because
Well, first of all, if you had this happen a million times, right? Why wouldn't you think it wouldn't happen with him? So if something happens to you a million times, right? Something happens to you a million times in the same setting, same scenario. You don't think it's going to happen 1,000,001? 30 times this doesn't happen to you. Same setting, same scenario. And you're surprised that it happened again? Doesn't make any sense already. Let's go.
I've been in situations in the past where I made things appear to be something in my mind, like where I was like in a state of delusion. But this is a guy who, when I was away in rehab, story for a different day. But this is a guy who, when I was away,
Rehab for what? It couldn't have been for drugs. When you see people in rehab, they usually done shriveled up because of drugs. What was you in rehab for? Twinkies? Cupcakes? What was you in rehab for? Hostess? What? This doesn't make sense. You was in rehab for what? Anyway, the guy don't want to be seen with you. You should have took the signs or the signal from right away. Who you thought you was dating? Blade? You thought you was dating Dracula? He only wanted to be with you out at night, late at night. So you know this already, and you think that it's a coincidence these guys only want to be with you at nighttime? They don't want to be seen because their stock goes down. Big Keisha, you bring their stock down. And if their stock is already low, they're not trying to lower it anymore. It is what it is. Let's go.
He would constantly call, try to get in touch with me, almost knocked on my fucking door because I had ghosted him while I was in the program. And this was a guy.
How you almost knock on somebody's door? That's what I'm saying. All you have to do is listen to these Keishas and let them keep talking. Nothing is going to come. What do you mean he almost? How somebody almost knocks on the door? How? Was Was you standing by the door, Big Keisha, looking through the peephole, waiting for him to knock on the door? And as soon as he was about to knock, you opened up the door and said, surprise? What do you mean?
Microsoft Tech for Social Impact is committed to making world.
I'm going to go ahead and cut this short, but unfortunately, there's some women that go through something like that. But you got all different types of women with different types of issues out there, and what I can say is, you know, you just got to pick, be wise who you pick with as far as a mate. But getting back to the early part, it's gonna come a time where men are going. That's why men are not approaching no more, because they see videos like this. They're not. Some men don't even want to about, and it's bad. That's bad, and it's just that you gotta be very leery about the type of woman you talk to, because you don't know what her mindset is, what her personality is. Is she going? You take her out. Is she going to be a drama queen? Is she going to? Is it going to be domestic violence or something? You don't know. You know. And as a man, you could be hit with something, hit with some charges or something. You can't even look at. Sometimes you can't even look at them a certain way, because it's like, and especially if you're on a job or something like that, you have to be very careful, because now you got harassment charges against you. And this with the Me Too movement and all these other movements woke up, it had really neutered some men in this country. Men are just basically out of it, and they feel like women's trying to take the position of men. So the rest of the men are just fed up and say, you want to be a man so much, I'm going to go to another part of the world where women still want to be a woman. And don't have to have all these 15 different criteria. That they looking, understand what a role as a husband or a wife is, a man and a woman is. And it has nothing to do with, I'm over you, you know, you stay here, you got to answer whenever. It's not about that. But that's how they take it like that. And so what they mouth do is on the videos. You just show that their mouth is their own destruction. So the reason why they're alone, they're getting bad advice from certain other women that's going to keep them alone, and they have a certain mindset that's going to keep them alone. And if the women that have a husband and they don't, or boyfriend, and they get that kind of mindset, he gonna eventually gonna get fed up and gonna leave. Especially if he's out there and gonna feel like he's, because there's men I've seen online that they did everything and they stopped and they wasn't feel like they wasn't getting the same thing out of a relationship, and they left the women alone, just like women would leave a man alone. And it's not looking good. Well, what somebody mentioned about the black, and particularly in the among black women, you know, it's just too bad that some of you have an ego. And I mean, it's with some white women, another one, but some of you have a really big ego. I'm telling you, your ego is the one that's gonna keep you. That ego, that personality, like he said, is gonna keep you single. I'm not saying you gotta be a person that be run over and take someone's crap, but you got to have learned to use some wisdom. That's the truth. You need some wisdom when to kind of put things in perspective. But you got to learn. You would want someone to come at you the way you come at him, and you know your personality. And there's women out there, they got that kind of personality. I'm not saying you got to be quiet and submissive and you know, with your head down between. No, but some of you, you know, you got to control your tongue. You know, the Book of James in the Bible, the tongue is the thing. And you see what the one, and I remember watching that video what the guy on Beautiful Lies did. She embarrassed her husband, man. You know, embarrassed. It was embarrassing. And she, I ain't gonna do this. Why are you men? And she didn't understand cooperation and things, and that the men were being happy. And I'm telling you, when some of these men get to a point, they're gonna do it, and it's nothing you can do. And your ego and your attitude, you can go over there and clown on them and shame them and wish thing on. But if you do that, it's gonna come back on you, hurt you in some type of way. Because what the men of other nationalities do take a say, they're gonna see what kind of energy you putting out, and you wishing death on your American black men like that, it's gonna reflect back on you. Because they ain't gonna want to put up with that kind of personality, and then you throw it up in their face because you in the country and you have a certain substantial amount of income and maybe some education, and you like to throw that up in the person's face. Some men ain't gonna take that mess. They're not gonna take it from a woman. And so, you need to understand that's why, and humble yourself. I have women in my family that were educated, and their husband wasn't really college degree. My granduncles wasn't college degree, but my aunts was. But they managed. They had their difficulties, but they worked it through. My aunts wasn't out. My grandaunts and also in their 90s didn't do this stuff. But somehow my aunts in their 80s did the stuff, and now. Even though the one had a husband and they divorced, the other one never got married. She was single and she's in her 80 something now. And they're too independent, too strong, too opinionated. And I got a cousin like that. She's a few years older than me. They don't understand. That strong stuff, the man ain't gonna put up with that mouth for too long. And she wanted him, man. Now she's way out there. Now she go both ways. She don't know which way she want. But it's really, it's the rebellion. No man wants a rebellious woman. With that rebellion kind of, I'm going, if we don't wrestle, if he don't put me in my place in 25 minutes, I'm going to dump him, I'm going to leave him. I'm telling you, whatever you get cooked up in your mind, is for some of these women, it's not going to work. Then you get someone too overly aggressive, overly alpha male, might be borderline abusive. Now what? You need to appreciate what you have. There's women out there need to appreciate what they got. Stop running into a line. If you got a good man out there that's doing what he's supposed to do, appreciate what he have. Because God forbid if God take him out your life, whether it's through health or whether it's through a circumstance that he just break down and just leave, what you gonna have left? And then some women keep going through men after man after man. Sometimes at some point you gotta look at the woman, and she's telling you her point. Why does these men keep leaving? What does she keep attracting? Why she can't keep a man? That's the point. She's attractive. She might do this, but why these men are not staying? That does raise a question. They don't think about it that way. So yeah, you can have the education, the 6-figure degrees, because your other counterparts doing the same thing, but they know how to keep a husband. Women in your know how to keep a husband. Whether different areas of ethnic women, how they able to keep a husband and be professional, and you don't. Some of these women and you don't, and the other women do. Some black women understand this. So it really comes down to your personality. So think about this. All right, then, I don't want to make this video too long, but yeah, it comes back to self-reflection. And so, and if you don't, and you advising women to do like that, you're gonna be a lot of lonely women. And it's because the words are your own self-destruction. So remember that. What you speak is what you get back to you. So till next time, guys, be blessed. And to the women out there, think before you speak. Because whatever you say can come back to hurt you. Remember these words. Alright then, take care.